it's Real Life Matters again. And today's episode, we'll be talking about healthy relationship in marriage. What do you understand by healthy relationship? Healthy relationship is a relationship where there is mutual respect, honesty, love, and trust, and communication. Like we all know, marriage is not always a bed of roses. I tell people, marriage is work, work, work. For your marriage to be beautiful and healthy, you have some work to do. It's like marriage is just like Nigerian road. Like we all know, sometimes the road is smooth, sometimes there are gallops, sometimes there are potholes, sometimes there are speed break. You take it according to how the road is. Where there is speed break, you match your brake. You don't go smoothly. Where there is pothole, you also match your brake and pass it with wisdom. So marriage is not always at a bed of roses. It's not always a bed of roses. So in marriages, there are challenges and there are situations. And today we have here in the studio a specialist, a marriage counselor who has been in marriage for over 12 years. She is no other person than Mrs. Essie Michael. She'll be throwing more light on a healthy relationship and things for us to achieve a beautiful and wonderful relationship. Hello, Mrs. Essie. Welcome to today's episode and welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Mrs. Essie, we know you've been in marriage for over 12 years and you have experience. So today we'll be asking you some questions that's going to help guide the younger ones in marriage. Today, I would like you to share with us what you understand by a healthy relationship in marriage.
A healthy relationship, it involves open communication between two partner or spouse. And it involves open communication, trust, respect, and honesty. That's what I understood by the word healthy relationship.
You've said it. It means a relationship cannot be healthy where there is no trust, where there is no respect, where there is no communication. Because for a relationship to actually excel, we need to communicate.
Exactly.
You need to trust me, I need to trust you. Yes, and you need to be honest. So secrecy, lies is not important in a healthy relationship. Okay. So the next question I'll be asking you, in every relationship, how do you know every relationship that has argument and disagreement, can it also be called a healthy relationship?
Yes, of course. No matter how comfortable and compatible you are in the relationship or in the marriage, there are still going to be time for conflict. Argument will come, misunderstandings will come. It depends on how you handle the misunderstanding that comes in. It doesn't necessarily mean that because you have misunderstanding in marriage, it can be tagged as a healthy relationship. It can still be healthy one.
Okay, so what Mrs. Essie here is saying is that in marriages, sometimes there are conflicts in marriages. It doesn't make the relationship unhealthy.
Exactly.
So when you have issues today, don't just say, I'm running, I'm leaving, my marriage is unhealthy.
True.
No. So it means those arguments, they're actually the things that builds up the relationship.
Exactly.
It's like a stepping stone to a healthy relationship.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. The next question I'll be asking you, at what point can you say my relationship is unhealthy?
When there is no communication.
Okay.
When there is no sex.
Okay.
You know, one powerful thing God made is sex between partners. Where there is no sex, there is no communication, there is no affection. Where there is no communication, there is no love. And where there is no love, there's no relationship, there's no point. So for you to have a healthy relationship, you must communicate well with your partner. To make a marriage work, it requires equal commitment from both parties. No matter how perfect you are, one person cannot make a marriage work.
Wow. So what she's trying to say is, in every marriage, that communication should be there.
Exactly.
That communication is key.
Yes.
So what if you say, okay, I'm not in the mood to talk. You just say, or you want to just write on barrier, I'm not in the mood to talk. We are not in talking terms. I'm going to work.
You are killing your relationship. Like you said before, there are ups and downs in life. As far as you live on earth, there will be time for conflict. There will be time for somebody will offend you. There will be offense. So you need to understand that these things are meant to be there. It will happen. Don't expect too much, so that you can be able to handle whatever conflict that is coming in your marriage. So you need to put a lot of work to make your marriage work. Just like you building your house, you need to put time, you need to put commitment, you need to put money. That is exactly how you are going to make your marriage to work and make it healthy.
Well, she just gave an example of building your house. That when you want a beautiful home, you need to put your time, you need to put your money.
True.
So in marriage, you don't just marry don't just get married and just relax.
That's all.
You need to put effort.
Commitment.
You need to
Oh,
put
yes.
commitment.
Exactly.
You need to communicate.
Exactly.
Like she said you need to have sex, regular sex in
Oh,
marriage.
yes. It bonds
She
you and your
said
husband
you know
together.
she said it bonds the
Yes,
marriage. It
oh,
bonds the
yes.
husband and wife together.
Yes.
Wow.
Like some women, when they have conflict with their husband, they will leave their matrimonial home.
Wow.
I don't understand. When you have conflict with your child, did you leave your child alone? You
No.
go into the room and cuddle your husband.
Wow.
Let there be, you know.
So even when my husband is wrong, I'll go to the inner room and cuddle
yeah,
him.
very
wow,
important. Very
you bust
important.
my head. Wow, I think that's a very right formula. I'll be using it now. Once there's issue, I'll go to the inner room. I'll condole.
No need of getting back from the room. It's your room. Where you leave
Wow,
it to?
that's nice. So, ma, what do you do when you find yourself in an unhealthy relationship?
Will you pack cash from your marriage? No. Talk to people. Talk to marriage counselor, those who have succeeded in what you are trying to do. You know, oftentimes we give people the opportunity to create our joy, and many times they have failed us in creating that joy. Because the truth is, you are the only person that can make yourself happy.
True.
Your spouse can't make you happy. Your children can't make you happy. Your parents can't make you happy. They can only share in your joy.
Wow.
So try to talk to people, try to get support from people who have succeeded, who have an experience in this marriage, in this thing called marriage. Getting out of the marriage is not an option, except where domestic violence is involved, that you can think otherwise. But getting out of your marriage, no.
It shouldn't always be the
It
first
shouldn't
step.
be the first step, because like what devil is trying to do, is trying to use social media to tell the world that what God has said will not come to pass, or what God has done is not true. God instituted marriage. It's a blessing. He said everything that he created is good. So the truth is, the word of God must be fulfilled in our marriage. So for you to have a successful marriage, tell yourself, my marriage will stay till evening.
My marriage
It will
will
work.
stay till evening.
My
It will
marriage will work.
My
Put your
marriage
hand
will work.
in your head and prophesy
Yes,
to
my
yourself.
marriage will
It
work.
will work, and it will stay till evening.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what devil is trying to do, whether other people failed in marriage, I will succeed in marriage.
Yes, I will succeed in marriage.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Except when you have domestic violence, you can think otherwise. But get support. Go to seminar. Listen to people. You know, share your experience to those who have God fearing, not just anyhow person.
Like she has said, a lot of people are actually scared of getting married because the news on the social media is making marriage look like a lion's den.
Yes.
So, Mama, I will ask you, what is the difference between an unhealthy relationship and domestic violence in marriage?
Domestic violence evolve when two partners cannot even stay together, cannot even stay a minute with each other. Fighting is there, abusive, a lot of things. But this one, we are talking about unhealthy relationship. You hear some arguments are there, you know, some quarreling, misunderstandings are there, but not fighting, not trying to destroy things you've already bought with your hand-earned money. So it's a different thing. So when you know that your husband or your wife are not into that, they are not fighting or destroying your things, there is still where the marriage will work. Okay. If you try to understand yourself and build your relationship. Marriage is work. Marriage is hard work. Marriage is time. Marriage is commitment. Don't just leave. You know, we expect too much from people. So at the end of the day, when those expectations are not met, we get disappointed. So don't expect too much from your spouse. Know that offense will come, disappointment will come. Things will not work out the way you expect it. So try to understand. When you have this understanding, you have peace.
Wow.
You have peace. That's the truth. You'll be able to live with everybody, knowing that I will step on your toes. Yes. You are going to offend me. Yes. I'm going to offend you. Yes. I am not perfect. My spouse is not perfect. So try to focus more on his strength than his weakness.
Wow, that's true. And a lot of us actually focus on weaknesses.
Exactly.
Forgetting about the strength of our partner. We hammer on the weaknesses. My spouse does not have money. My spouse does not pamper me. And another thing I see kills marriage is competition.
Exactly. Trying to compete with one another. You are wishing to be like Mr. A. You want your marriage to work like Mr. B. You don't know the hard work they've put in their marriage. Exactly. You don't know how many years they've worked to make that marriage to be successful. Trying to compete or compare your marriage to another person will destroy your home. Wow. That's the truth. You know, a lot of people that are facing issues, let me put it like that, in marriage, they know. There are some young ladies, I told them, I said, you getting into marriage, you need prayers, and you need the person that you are courting. People allow courtship. for you to get to know the person you intend spending the rest of your life with. You know, young ladies, they now go into relationship and begin to touching fast forward emotion. You do some of you to do more of talking, you are doing more of touching. It makes you feel what is not there, but when you talk, you communicate, you understand the person that you intend spending the rest of your life with.
Wow.
It's just as simple as that.
Wow, like
Communication
she said,
is the
communication. Even before you get married, the communication should be there.
Exactly.
If you cannot start up the communication while you are courting, in marriage the communication will not be there.
Exactly.
So
Marriage
cannot survive.
It cannot. Love alone cannot make a marriage work.
Wow.
Marriage don't change anybody. It amplify who that person is. If you are like this, you are like this. Your relationship is an example of how your marriage is going to be. True. So the truth is, look into your relationship before saying I do.
Wow.
That's
Look into your relationship before saying I do. I think we'll call it a day from here. Thank you for watching today's episode. Like you agree with me, today was a wonderful episode right here in the studio with Mrs. S.A. Michael. I believe you were wonderfully blessed. I know you will learn some things from this episode. So for more interesting power-packed episodes, follow our social media handles, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't fail to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. See you soon.